It's an old strong man. I'm coming at ya with another one. With another one. I'm an old strong man. I'm coming at ya with another one. With another one. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about old connect. Old connect. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about old connect. Old connect. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about the very best. I'm talking about old connect. Old connect. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about the very best. I'm talking about old connect. Old connect. I'm talking about making the switch. I'm talking about making the switch. I'm talking about making the switch. Yeah. Old connect. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about old connect. Old connect. I'm talking about old connect. I'm talking about connect. I'm talking about connect. I'm talking about connect. 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 Connect.
When you know everything, you're constipated. When you know everything, you're constipated.
In Onpassive.
When you know everything, you're constipated. Constipated, 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 constipated.
We will terminate you. Gone. 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 We will terminate you. We will gone. We will terminate you. We will gone. We will terminate you without a notice. You're gone.
The company is a lie. The company is a lie.
The lie, 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 the lie.
The company is a lie. The company is a lie. The company is a lie. The company is a lie. The company is a lie.
Stop going there.
The company is a lie. The company is a lie. The company is a lie. The company is a lie.
The company is a lie. The company is a lie. The company is a lie.
They'll tell you it's easy, just invest your cash. But deep down you know it's too good to last. A pyramid in disguise, they're building a lie. Don't fall for the tricks, it's time to say goodbye. But break free from the scam they weave. No more empty promises, no more deceit. We won't be fooled, we won't be played. Ashman Fair scheme is starting to fade. Break free from the scam they weave. No more empty promises, no more deceit. We won't be fooled, we won't be played. Ashman Fair scheme is starting to fade. Breaking free from the scam they weave. No more empty promises, no more deceit. We won't be fooled, we won't be played. Ashman Fair scheme is starting to fade.
Karma's a bitch.
Queen of Karma.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all having a wonderful, amazing day. My voice is gone. My voice disappeared yesterday. It's coming back. But that's why I didn't go live yesterday, but I did post a video, so do make sure that you check that out. And I'm going to be posting up more. I think I posted a few videos yesterday. I think there was even a short that went up yesterday, I believe. And there's going to be more. So just stay tuned for those. But for right now, I hope that everyone is doing very, very well. That is why my voice might sound a little bizarre right now. But I had a very wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. A lot of fun. Got spoiled. Got a lot of gifts. And had an awesome time with my family. I hope that everybody else also had a wonderful, amazing, fabulous time on their Mother's Days, with their weekends. And there is an update with Onpassive that we can go through today. And I also wanted to just kind of like talk about some other things. That I haven't had a chance to talk about because I had to cancel Friday's FriYAY, unfortunately. But we are here now. Mr. Level is with us. Good to see you. Yes, I do love that song. I really do. Joe, good to see you. And Violet is here. I also hope my voice heals. Should be all right, though, to get through this at least. Hello, little Miss Lulu. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And Neb is here, but he said that you might fall back to sleep because it's very, very late. Very, very late. And Mr. Level says, oh yeah, happy Mother's Day to me and all the other moms here. So happy Mother's Day, everybody. I think we'll start off just going through. Now, the update with Onpassive is a non-update. But the reason why I'm reading it to you guys now, okay, nothing's changed. I'm not about to tell you all that the case was settled. I'm not about to tell you all that they know what's going on. We are basically just reading the court document now that we can access it. And the reason why I'm doing this and why I think it's important that we do this is because Ash Mufara is heavily implying that the case is getting settled, or that the way he puts it, he makes it sound like the whole thing's getting dismissed. Okay, like it's about to disappear and not be a thing anymore, and he won't have to do anything. Won't have to pay any money back, won't have to do anything. He can just kind of like move on after he sorts it out, as he puts it. And the other thing is that and again, it's his fault for how he's portraying the case, but there actually are a lot of O-founders right now that are announcing that the court case is over, that are announcing that there's a settlement, that there is an actual settlement happening right now, that it's been settled, and that Ash has won the case, Onpassive has won the case, and that, we don't have to worry about it anymore. There was even Chris Johnson stating this on one of his live streams. I have the clip somewhere. We'll react to it. I believe I'm doing a video on that, actually. But yeah, so Chris even said, it's about to go away. It's about to be no more. So I thought it was just very, very important that we actually go through it as soon as we could. So I have it here. All right, everyone can see this. Well, it's just rolling eyes. I know, right? I know. Hello, John. Good to see you. And hello, Miss Glamour. So this is it here. As you can see, there was an update. Now, it was updated on the 7th. What happens is it goes into the court lister, and basically the lawyers, the judge, the defendant, etc., they all have access to it, but the public sometimes cannot get access for a few days. So I haven't gone live since we've been able to access it. But this is it. It was filed on the 7th. It's document 51 in the case. Here's the case number right here, if you want to look it up for yourself. I will add a link in the chat. No, I'll put it in afterwards to the court lister. I can't bring it up on this browser right now. I just realized. But this is what it states. So it's a joint notice advising the court of status of proposed settlement. And that is because there was a proposed settlement and they had 2 months from March 5th until May 5th to come to an agreement. Okay? So they say, Plaintiff Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC or Commission, that's what they'll be referred to as, and defendants Ashraf Mufara, and Onpassive LLC, Onpassive are collectively the defendants, and relief defendant Asmahan Mufara, which again is his wife. Respectfully submit this joint notice advising the court of the status of the proposed settlement pursuant to the court's order of March 6, 2025. So they had to file the document by that date. The parties have exchanged draft written settlement materials and continue to confer on various issues regarding the specific language of the proposed settlement. The commission has not yet approved a proposed settlement. The SEC has not yet approved Ash's proposed settlement. The parties request that the court maintain the stay of this action to conserve judicial and party resources while these issues are resolved. So, of course, there was a stay, and that's because they were supposed to be doing their depositions, their discovery, and getting ready for all of that to be handed in. You have to hand in your evidence of everything to, thank you, Violet, for posting the link. I realized I was in the browser that, for some reason, it won't let me go to it. So basically, they put it on a stay so that they wouldn't fall behind. Because if they don't reach a settlement, this goes to court. Just like it was always scheduled. It's just, of course, then we might have to move dates again. Because it's like now we're kind of behind in the case. I have to be honest. This is a tactic that is used in civil court to buy time. I have a feeling that's what's going on here. I cannot say for sure. But if you're wondering why I haven't been jumping up and down over the fact that there might be a settlement here, it's because I've just kind of always believed that this was just to buy more time for the defendants. you know? But we'll continue on. So unless otherwise ordered, the parties will file another joint notice advising the court of the status of the proposed settlement on or before July 7th, 2025. So doing this settlement is similar to a mediation. Think of a mediation, although instead of doing a meeting together, you're separate with your legal teams and you're passing everything back and forth in writing. Does that make sense? So it's like the mediation, they all meet together and they converse and they decide, they try to figure it all out, come to an agreement. And then after they come to an agreement, they make paperwork and file it and all this kind of thing. With this kind of settlement, the settlement works so you hand it into the court and then they kind of receive it and get to decide. And then I guess if you don't agree with everything in that settlement, you can then kind of do a counter settlement. You can say, okay, so you agreed to these things, but we actually want you to do this. So then you do a counter settlement, like paperwork. You send it in, right? And so it's kind of like a worse way of doing mediation. And so now they're saying it's been 2 months. We've been going back and forth. We haven't come to a settlement agreement. So we're asking for more time until July. And then, if probably that will be it. I'm unsure if they'll ask for more time. I guess we'll find out in July. So then it's, of course, signed by everybody, all the lawyers involved, and, for him as well. And so that's basically all that's going on. So, no, there is no settlement. No, this has not been put to rest. No, the SEC has not decided that Ash has won. Ash has not won. It's not over. And it's still gonna happen. It's just right now, I think we're probably not going to get a June 6, 2026 court date. That's kind of the bad news here, is that this will push things even further. So if July 7th comes and they've reached a settlement, then it will be over, and then we'll find out everything that happens then. If not, then they're going to, of course, be like, we didn't reach a settlement. Let's go ahead with the case then. And then I'm assuming that all of these dates are going to be pushed probably at least 4 months, maybe longer. So we might be looking at the court case, instead of it being in 2026 now, it might be in 2027. And that kind of sucks. That's sort of the bad thing about this. It's like, oh, damn, now everything's going to kind of get pushed. But that's court for you. It's a long process. That's the way it goes. It's unfortunately out of everyone's hands. I mean, of course, Ash was going to make this the most convoluted court case that he possibly could. I don't know why we would expect anything different, Violet says, Ash has got some very high-profile attorneys. I wonder how much longer he can foot the bill. Right. And I wonder about that, too. I kind of wonder, how is he paying for all that? But, obviously he has a way. Joe says, longer he drags it out, the more time he has for his crypto to increase in value. Maybe. Maybe that has something to do with it, Onpassive all caps. And then you come in and say, I love Onpassive, and it's not in caps there either. I like it. I like the layered humor. Keep it up. So, something else that I want to just bring up, because I noticed that some of you guys don't watch my videos. You got me watch my live streams. My live streams do quite well. My videos, not so well. So I just wanted to make sure that we went over a few things. First of all, I think actually we're going to talk about Bill Must. Bill Must Productions is driving me nuts. And I'm going to show you why.
And his technology team are ahead of greatness.
Asmafara and his technology team are ahead of greatness. This is an entire video where it is unironically made to sound like me speaking in my hunbot voice. But it starts off immediately talking about the damn tech team the tech team that they don't have. Must be really good one. Good one, Violet. Like, what is this with the tech team? They won't give up that there's no tech team. It's driving me bonkers, but this is very painful.
Ash Mufareh and his technology team are ahead of greatness. The opinions of an old founder. I have been on a most exciting technology journey that has added years to my life. I never thought that I would be fortunate and blessed to be a part of a company that has Mr. Ash Mufareh as owner. The company that he is building is an unlimited success company poised to show the world that Mr. Ash Mufareh and his technology team are ahead of greatness.
So the best part of that slide there is that it's an unlimited success company. An unlimited success company. Have you ever heard anyone describe their business in such a way? Like, never mind them not knowing the terms used if you're in the tech industry. They don't even use, like, business industry terms. Like, I was like, what's an unlimited success company? That's not one I've heard of. Did I dream, or was there like a 6-hour webinar this week? Oh, there was. There was. Don't worry.
Digital products developed in his previous company were miles ahead of any other technology company on the internet.
And I'm like, hey, no, they weren't. They really weren't, though. Like, they really, really weren't. Like, okay, you had an email client that already exists, and it didn't have anything that none of the other ones have. Like, it was the exact same as like Gmail or Hotmail. Like, I don't understand. You had the video conferencing app, which actually sucked compared to Zoom. You know, there's URL shorteners. Like, those already existed. The tracker already existed. ONet was based off of Facebook. So I'm like, where were these products that were miles ahead of other technology companies? Where are they? It's different because it didn't have a send button. It also didn't have a reply button. So you could reply or send. You could just receive. And then it was like, but how is anyone receiving them if no one can send them? They're like, oh, it's okay. We'll get it worked out. It's like, oh my God. And then no one could log in. Bigger than a unicorn. That's right. Like, there was no technology that hasn't already been out for years, too, by the way. Years.
They were copied by other companies who thought that if they copied what Mr. Ash Mufareh developed, they would compete with his original company because the digital products were superior to theirs. And if they copied them, they would be on equal ground.
What if I told you that there are actually hundreds of people in Onpassive right now that are convinced that Zoom was actually stolen from Ash Mufareh and OConnect? You would probably think I was nuts. You'd be like, no, they don't, Queen. That would be stupid. They really do believe this. Because Ash came out with this stuff in 2018. So he was talking about OConnect before Zoom really popped off. Zoom got popular in 2020. Back when Ash was saying that he had 50 products ready to go. When Ash didn't release OConnect at that time, he told everyone it was because, like, the world wasn't ready for the OConnect. And then he has implied very heavily that people have been stealing his ideas. And so the O founders have just kind of convinced themselves of this. And that the reason why O Connect wasn't released in 2020 was because Zoom stole it and released it as Zoom. And it's like, no, that's not what's happening. And little do they know, Zoom was around for a little while before it popped off. But that's what they mean when they're saying things like this.
Little did those companies know that Mr. Ash Mufareh and his technology were ahead of greatness, and behind the company, he is now building by years, not months.
I wouldn't brag about that. Maybe just keep it to myself that it's been this long.
Those companies don't have a clue about any product being built by Mr. Mufareh's new company.
I don't even think Ash Mufareh has a clue. He doesn't even know. He doesn't know what's going to be in the new company either. It sounds like he has no clue what the new company is going to be about whatsoever, like anything to do with it. He doesn't know what kind of business it's going to be. He doesn't know how the business structure will work. He doesn't know, well, he says it's not going to be an MLM, but I'm assuming it's going to have to be some kind of sales with commissions and recruiting. And we have no clue any of the information about that. And he has no clue what products.
I can't imagine how upset those other company owners are that Mr. Mufareh has changed his method of operation and not let those competing companies know how he is developing brand new technology.
Don't worry. You know, if that's something you're worried about, I can assure you there is no one in any other company that is being hurt right now because they don't know what Ash Mufareh's next big step is. Nobody is sitting there thinking at their desk as the CEO, you know what? That damn Ash Mufareh started to do things privately. Now we don't know what he's doing and will never be successful again. Maybe we'll have to claim bankruptcy and shut this place down. Nobody, not one person.
Mr. Ash Mufareh and his technology team are ahead of greatness. What companies do know is that Mr. Mufareh said in his webinars recently that we founders will be shocked in a good way what he is close to launching to the world.
He's been saying that for 7 years. To the world. Yeah, Bill, John, when you watch me in videos reading the posts like that, I'm not doing it because it's a voice that people like to listen to. Okay? I'm doing it because that's my hunbot voice. Like, this is my hunbot voice. With the Valley Girl accent and everything. I put this on purpose when I'm reading these things. Other than that, you could say I have kind of a Toronto-y accent. You know, it's been described by Nerd City as baby Ibonics. That made me laugh so hard. So I was like, that is exactly what we sound like in Eastern Ontario. 100%. But yeah, it's like he didn't get the memo. And he was like, I'm going to do a whole video in that voice. Is that the voice that they like? Is that what will convince them?
Mufareh never does idle talking.
Hey, Gaga.
We who have been plugged into what he has been doing understand why he is doing this.
It really is like, how do I take this seriously? When you're using the voice that I put on to be comedic and sound like a ditz on purpose. Like, we all have a hunbot voice. It's kind of a thing that the anti-MLM community, we all do it. It naturally happens when you become a content creator in this space. I promise you. You'll start off, and even if you don't have a hunbot voice, one will form. One will form after you read a few Reddit posts, after you do a parody or two, which most of us have done. It just kind of happens. And most of us do it in kind of more of a Valley Girl way. I would argue, if anything, that we probably are the Valley Girls of the Eastern Ontario accent is probably the closest we can get. I feel like our like Western, because we don't have like Southern as much here. Country is more West here. Like it's not the same as like in the South. Like our accents are different here in Canada. You know what I mean? See, that's what it is, Mr. Level. You get this mean girl, Valley Girl voice. You know? It comes off, yeah, and you got to do it with a little bit of like, I'm better than you, and I know everything, and you don't know anything. Like, that's the hunbot voice. You know? And everyone finds their own version of it, but it does have some staples that are the same, and that's one of them. So it's just so funny that I like start watching this video. I was like, why are you doing everybody's hunbot voice? You're not supposed to do that unironically.
He will never be caught by surprise about giving us an exact date when things are going to take place. Others would lie to him to make him look like he was lying to us when he really was given lies to give to us about dates and updates. Mr. Ash Mufara.
Again, it's all their fault. All their fault. The tech team's fault. You know, they gave him the wrong dates.
Has not given us stage 1 of his new company. In my opinion, when he does give us stage 1, other stages would have already been completed. Remember, Mr. Ash Mufara and his technology team are ahead of greatness. Mr. Ash Mufara.
Like, bitch, if I keep listening to this, you're gonna give me stage 2.
And his technology team are ahead of greatness. The opinions of an old founder.
It is true, Takara. You have to wonder, is that what they're doing here? Because this isn't it at all. John, Bill, if you want to reach out to the younger crowd, they actually don't like this voice. They actually like people that talk really soft like this. All of the new people that are coming on the platform to be content creators and on TikTok that are in Gen Z, they all talk very soft spoken. They would all hate me very much. That will do it better. If you do a video more in this voice, like this, and you read the slides like this to them, then maybe they will listen to you. Remember, they're very delicate. Delicate. Gotta sound delicate. I mean, are you flicking? I know what you meant. Hey, we also have to expect them to take it dirty in this chat. Or real manly voices, right? Like, even the male voices they use are very, like, robotic sounding. And it's kind of funny, because, like, this to me sounds very robotic, but that might just be because to me it's the hunbot voice.
I have been on a most exciting technology journey that has added years to my life. I never thought that I would be fortunate and blessed to be a part of a company that has Mr. Ash Mufara as owner. The company that he is building is an unlimited success company poised to show the world.
Yeah, it's just the same thing over again. You also got to edit that, John White, Bill Must, you know. You play them in a row, which is what an AI bot that spits out videos will do. You say how long you want the video to be, and then if they, for some reason, make the video shorter, they'll just replay it. Gotta edit. All right, you gotta edit. And the only reason why I know that is because of parodying you. And trying to figure out what program you use for your videos, which is something that we've been doing. And I think we know. I'm seeing, I don't know if we can get those accounts terminated. I'm willing to try anything at this point. Like, FriYAY is like, so last week. Right? Causes life extension, right? It seems to do the opposite of that. All right. Right now, it seems to send people to the hospital. Marty's in there for the 4th time. All the waiting makes your life seem longer. There's that too, right? They're like, I got a life extension because the last 7 years have actually felt like 50. So it's like having an extra 50 years on my life. It's like, okay. I would give anything to see Mark Z watch this and react to it. Yeah. Ash has found the location of SCP-006 and will share with the world. I'm sure he will. But yeah, this was just kind of like, when this went up, I seriously posted it in the Discord. And I was like, you know, if I was a little bit more egotistical, I might say that they seem to have made this one directly for me. They're doing it in my voice that I use often when I read them. And then they immediately bring up there's a tech team, which they know has been pissing me off. What is going on? 7 human years is 1 Onpassive year. Probably. It's just like dog years. You'd have to give Marty a test sample. Marty needs something. He probably shouldn't, like, eat any more meat, though. I hope he's getting some veggies. I felt like they were, Violet. I was like, you know, if there was ever a video that they've made that you would think was supposed to taunt me, that was it right there. That was the video. And it was like right within the first 2 seconds, Ash Mufara and the tech team, excuse me, no. There is no tech team. I promise you that there's no tech team. I can promise it to you so much so. There is none.
It is not Onpassive 2.0.
Okay.
It is not a money-making Ponzi.
Well, I mean, we'll decide that when it starts. You and I had a little talk, and I don't think you know the definition of a pyramid scheme, Ash.
It is not a refurbished product.
Which then, of course, makes me go, okay, are we not doing any of the products we once had then? Because, like, it's going to be a brand new product that doesn't exist yet. That would be nice. Did they do the carnivore diet show last night? They haven't done the carnivore diet show in a very long time. I'd actually have to check. I'd say it's... They only did, like, 4 episodes and then it was over. It didn't last very long. No Ponzi ever advertises that they are a Ponzi, right? We will be a Ponzi scheme. He came on the tech team, is created he came on the tech team, is created as needed. He just hires people off Kijiji just for random tasks. Nobody's actually a tech team or working on this project together. He just says to someone on Kijiji, can you do this for me? And then he asks another person on Kijiji to do the other part of the project. And then he hopes to put them together with another person from Kijiji. And that's really why it's taking so long. You see, it's the communication that has to happen here. Ash is making progress and making excuses that make even less sense, right? Right?
Not because we have to. No. This is what we want.
Okay. So if you keep saying that, maybe you'll convince yourselves of that.
It is not going to be multi-level marketing.
Again, you also said Onpassive wasn't multi-level marketing. And it was either an MLM or it actually just was straight up a pyramid scheme. So pick wisely.
None. It is not a matrix. It's not a binary. None of that.
Rip to the 3x10 matrix, everyone. I don't think we're ever getting it back, you know. We were hopeful for a while. We were like, it might return to us, the 3x10. But I think that's it. Rip to that.
Not multi-level marketing / MLM. It's not.
Thanks, Ash.
It is not a passive income program. It is not a program.
Okay, did you hear that, Bill Musk, John White? Did you hear that? Say it, the way you were talking about it in that video.
It is not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Just a scheme. Got it.
And it is not a rebranded Onpassive. Nothing from Onpassive is in the next chapter. Nothing.
Nothing from Onpassive is in the next chapter. And that includes the tech team, the products and everything.
Sure, the experience, the lessons, yeah. No employees, no locations, not a device, not a single line of code, not an image, not a website, none of that.
Okay, so no employees. Now, you have to think. He hasn't actually started the next company yet. Right? Does he have an LLC for it? He has several LLCs in his name and other people's names. But he hasn't hired for this company yet. And he's saying no one in the old tech team from Onpassive is going to be invited into the new company. Those people were all let go, remember? Back 2024, they were gone. So it's fair to say that in this moment right now, in time, you know, May 13th, hey, it's exactly a month before my birthday. Look at that. There is no tech team. There is no team. It's just you guys as the followers and then Ash as your leader. Hi, Sam.
Which brings me to say, we're not leaving Onpassive. Onpassive is there, still has, even beyond the SEC settlement, there will be a few pending cases. The bigger the dream, the bigger the team. As a brother to you, it's not that productive. Drama and all of that.
So that's what he has said about building this new company and who's coming with him. He has said more than that since, the last time that he came out, he made a comment that it would be by invite only. So I don't know why everyone keeps talking like Ash is actively building a company right now. Everything is at a stay in the courts, and it's at a stay with him as well. I don't think he can do anything with a new company until the SEC litigation is settled in some way. And as you guys saw, it's not settled. There has not been a settlement reached. They're asking to wait until July 7th now. So, there's no tech team. We got to stop acting like there's all this work going on behind the scenes, people. There isn't. It's just Ash going to a meeting once in a while with his lawyers. That's it. And no offense, but the lawyers, they work for Ash and Onpassive with this litigation, but they won't do anything to help any of UO founders out. If anything, he hired them to protect him so that you guys couldn't go after him. So keep that in mind. And as he keeps saying, it's not going to be called Onpassive. And it's like nobody got the memo. Nobody got the damn memo at all. But it's okay. Because even though he says, it's not a pyramid scheme and Onpassive wasn't a pyramid scheme and blah, 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 blah. I don't think that he will be able to hire a decent team out of Dubai or India, also due to his reputation. He doesn't have a good reputation right now either for hiring tech people, especially in those areas. So I'm kind of like, is he going to try to hire people in America now? Like, I don't know what would go on with that, but I am also very sure that people talk in that industry. He has a very bad Glassdoor review, which is a website where you go and you review your employer as an employer to let other people know if it's a good place to work. So it's kind of like, even if he does get his LLC, even if he does somehow open up a company, I'm not sure who's going to be working for him. There's a reason why he hired people outside of America. And I'm just kind of like, I don't see that going too great. Feel like word has traveled. Do not work for this man. Especially if you're in the tech industry. He's awful. He won't pay you for 9 months. Then he'll tell you then he'll blame everything on you to everyone, to millions of people that will all hate on you. And that's the thing. He's shitting on his own reputation when he does that and blames them. Because other people will see that. Though, I don't want to work for this guy if he's going to do that to me. What if something goes wrong here with the product I'm working on? And it's not even my fault. And then this man blames everything on me. Every single thing that goes wrong in the company. Not even just the tech stuff. Everything. Who's going to be like, yeah, no, sign me up to work there. That sounds great. Nobody. So I don't feel like we're going to be off to a great start in this company, even if they did settle with the SEC. Like, there's other things that come into play that I think a lot of the O founders aren't thinking of, right? Like I talk about, even with his connections in the industry and his lack of networking. Instead, he came out here swinging at everyone. And that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. You can't come out here swinging at everybody in the industry. Especially when you don't have anything and you have gained no respect and nobody knows you. Like, what are you doing? Hello, Jelly Snack. Good to see you. Like, it's just like, I don't know how thinks he's going to do it. Giant X. He'll try to be there. Yeah. We'll get the robot. The robot. Remember their robot dude that they had? Maybe go with a weird symbol for the name. Ash just needs his space to think. Yeah, in his home office. His lovely little home office. You know, speaking of thinking, I also just wanted to play a video because I was working on a video recently that I was talking about AI usage in, and they brought up how bad it is for the environment. Which, yes, I've heard some buzz about this before. So I'm going to play the little short clip for you, because like I said, some of you guys don't be watching my videos. Because I'm wondering if this is going to affect anything over here, if that makes sense. The University of British Columbia, artificial intelligence is bad for the environment. They state that Alphabet, the parent company of Google, recently announced that its GHG emissions are up 48% since 2019. And Microsoft announced that its emissions are up 29% since 2020. According to one researcher, one query to ChatGPT uses approximately as much electricity as one light bulb for 20 minutes. The collective energy demand of data centers in the United States alone is so high that Microsoft recently reached a deal to reopen 3 Mile Island, the site of the worst nuclear accident in American history, and that plans to decommission several coal plants have been delayed. The collective demand of AI and other digital technologies will constitute 20% of global electricity use by 2030, according to some estimates. They go on to say that they recently published a paper, Does Artificial Intelligence Bias Perceptions of Environmental Challenges? And they state that their students and them argue that AI changes how humans perceive environmental challenges in ways that obscure the accountability of powerful entities, ignore marginalized communities, and promote cautious and incremental solutions that are drastically out of sync with the timeline required to avert environmental crises. They state they found evidence of systematic biases in AI responses and that chatbots avoid mentioning radical solutions to environmental challenges. And biases also exist in who chatbots see as responsible or vulnerable to environmental challenges. They were far more likely to blame governments for environmental challenges than businesses or financial organizations. And they state that all of this is particularly worrisome given the increasingly widespread use of AI chatbots by educators, students, policymakers, and business leaders to understand and respond to environmental challenges. Okay, so the thing about this is, right, AI is getting canceled. AI is now getting canceled on social media for destroying the environment. People are advising people to no longer use it. People are telling people, you know, like it's look what it's doing. This is all bad. And like Scam Chan says, look up how much power Musk's AI center is sucking up. It's actually very bad for the environment. Now, I don't use a lot of AI at all, so I don't really care. I'm kind of like, yeah, sure. You don't want us using AI anymore? Fine, done. But my whole thing is that with all these companies, and Onpassive being one of them, AI is their buzzword for these scams, right? So is this now going to affect any of these scams? Do you guys think we're going to see a switch? Because over the last, 10 years now, AI has been the huge buzz, especially in the last few years. I feel like, especially in the last 3 years or so, it's really been everywhere. Everything was about AI, and places came out of the woodwork that had never spoken of it before, claiming they've been using it and stuff. Like, It was nuts. We hit kind of an AI boom again. And we've had several in the past. I've gone through the history of it with you guys before. Again, this is why I have to watch videos sometimes. I believe that was a video. But it's like, now I'm wondering, is this going to affect Onpassive? Could this also be part of the rebranding that maybe Ash is realizing he might need to do now? Because everyone's like, no, fuck the AI guys, stop using it. And that's kind of the new thing. So, like, 3-4 years ago, everyone was like, yeah, AI is going to take over the world. Let's go. And they were like, oh, yeah, let's really hone in on how we're using AI. And Onpassive became more about AI than it had ever been. Right? And so did several other scams and companies. Like I said, AI scams popping up everywhere. But now this is happening. So I'm kind of like, all right, we doing another shift? We going to maybe shift away from AI now? I wonder what's going to be next. Just so many questions about that. But when I was researching for that, I couldn't help but go, oh my, I wonder if we'll see a switch in Onpassive and their use of AI and how they're making AI products if the public starts to change their opinion on AI. Because that's kind of happening right now. It's starting to go negative. And there are actually people that are like calling for people to be canceled for using AI. So we're in this like weird space in our world right now in terms of AI. And it's just going to be kind of interesting to see, and again, if Onpassive is saving humanity, should they be doing that with AI that is so bad for the environment? Is that helping save humanity? These are the types of questions we really have to ask ourselves. I don't have the answers to all of them. I'm just throwing them out there with you. So things we got to think about now going forward. Can you save humanity with the use of something that is destroying the environment? I'm kind of leaning towards no. But I guess we'll just have to see how it goes in future, I want a company that sells organic AI. Watch that be in the next Bill Musk production. We do organic. I don't believe Ash has any plans for anything. Neither do I. It sounds like he has no clue what he's doing right now. He's like, I don't even know what type of business this is going to be. I just know that I want to be the leader of a company. And I want everyone to praise me and give me lots of money. That's as far as I've thought. And I have all these followers here. That's all he's thinking. Bitcoin mining sucked up plenty of juice. That too. Ash is going to turn himself into an AI NPC. AI is particularly polarizing in the book industry. Yes. Yeah, because people are using AIs. Like, you're not writing your book. Okay, you're not writing. And I'm a writer. Part of the fun of writing a book is the way that you get immersed in writing the story and kind of diving into who your character is. It's actually really fun to do and to let your imagination go like that. And I feel like that's something that, oh man, if you've never actually written anything and built a character and written a story and gotten to do that, I promise you, no AI will ever give you that feeling. It's fun to write a book. I quite enjoy writing and doing character building and all that great stuff. And sometimes, you have an idea for the book, but then while you're writing it, it just kind of takes over you. And the book goes, no, actually, I don't want to go that way. We're actually going to go this way. This way's better instead. And then you just go with it. These are things that you cannot do when you're using AI to write books. And quite frankly, if you're putting a prompt in, congratulations, you wrote a sentence. I don't know how you can then publish that, slap your name on a cover of it, and be like, I wrote a book. I, to be honest, even question a lot of the self-publishing things. Because I'm kind of like, anyone can publish a book now. That kind of sucks. A little old school when it comes to that. So for me, like, the AI thing is a problem, a huge problem. That's awful. Don't do that. There's people that are actually writing that deserve to have their books bought, that actually put the time and the creativity, right? It's fun to write, but it's also work. People, like, actual writers will spend 3, 4, 5 years working on a novel, you know, to make it a good one. And then you want to tell me somebody's going to swoop in there with a damn AI prompt? Get out of here. Like, just, no, I don't have any. I hate that. And that's actually a scam I really want to get into more too. ChatGPT is the co-author on many books now. Yeah, and that's because there's a stupid coaching thing out here that claims that they can teach people how to write books. How do you learn how to write books? By using ChatGPT. Which, like, if I was a new author and I came on here and I was looking for, like, actual workshops, like creative writing workshops and stuff like that, which I highly recommend doing, by the way. You can get free ones on, like, Skillshare and all those other, like, there's free ones. You probably find all kinds on YouTube. There's ways to do that where you don't have to pay money. But, like, imagine that you go to a class and you're hoping to get some tips on how to be a better writer. And then they're like, oh yeah, no, we just pull up ChatGPT. And you just paid for this course. I'd be pissed. I'm getting a refund. That's a scam to me, the whole thing. The whole thing. It was to boost the idea of environmental friendly AI. I didn't mean to steal the concept. No, I know. It's all good. There are AI tools that are beneficial for writing, like dictation software and spell check. Yeah. Grammarly, you know, like, I wouldn't have a problem if, hey, there's some people that have great ideas in their head and they're good at storytelling, but they're not the greatest at grammar. And maybe they're not the greatest at spelling. And honestly, I think that, you know, maybe you have dyslexia or something. You know, it doesn't mean that your story should not be told, right? You should still be able to write a story. So I agree with people using things like that. I think that's absolutely fine. And I agree with you that there's tools. But see, using a tool, right, is not the same as getting them to write your book. That's sickening to me. And it's no different than Ash Mufareh coming in here and being like, oh yeah, I have AI technology, and then using all Google plugins for his stuff. And then slapping his name on it. It's all just like stealing. Because here's the thing. AI pulls from stuff that's already out there. So if you're using AI to write your book, you're now plagiarizing probably from like 20 different books. And I don't know, but I heard that the book community doesn't like that. So you might not want to plagiarize there. That might not be a good idea. And that's kind of the issue with that as well. Hello, Baron. Thank you for being a member for 10 months. The issue is that then you also have to think about that kind of thing. Okay, the ChatGPT, it doesn't have a brain. It's not going into its imagination to come up with those things like you would, right? It's pulling it from other things. Just like it does with images. It will pull from other images. And there have been some AI images that actually are stealing art from artists. Right? Because they're not an artist. Like I said, they don't have a brain. So they got to use other materials out there. So I'm wondering, you know, with all this ethical stuff going on, as you've brought up a lot more, you know, ethical questions about AI other than just harm to the environment. I feel like a lot of people are speaking out about all of this stuff right now. The environment, you know, plagiarizing in all kinds of different communities, the art community, the book community. And maybe it will keep spreading. I know that out here on YouTube, people are getting really fed up of the AI videos. I know that's been a thing as well. So, like, the public opinion of AI is shifting towards negative right now. I think we're all seeing it. That's what I'm hearing from the comments today, is that we also all have our own situations where we're like, yes, the ethics of this is questionable. And, it will be interesting to see how that maybe changes things. Who knows? The coaching course scams are huge. This is mostly run by authors who are not selling books, and they are grifting on starry-eyed new authors looking to make money. Which is really sad. Really sucks. It's just like that damn book talk thing that just happened, where a bunch of the new authors got screwed over, thinking that they were going to some kind of book fair retreat thing with a ball, and it was like a whole bunch of like brand new authors, and they thought that they had finally made it because they were going to be featured and get a table at this event, and then they show up there and it's a scam. So angering. I remember when I was a kid, one of the first scams that got me was I wrote poetry as a child, and I got published in my teen years and in my 20s, and once as a child. But one of the first times that I heard back from a place was they wrote me back and they were like, yeah, we'll publish your poem, but you're going to have to buy this from us and buy this from us. And I remember my parents were like, no, we're not buying anything. That's not how that works. And it's just like, I remember being so heartbroken as a child, because for a few moments I was like, oh, I'm finally getting published in a book. This is so cool. Just to have my parents be like, actually, this is a scam. So imagine like being a new author as an adult, and you spend $2,000 on a table and buying a bunch of your brand new books, and you show up there and you think that you've finally made the list on some event like this, and it's a fucking scam. Just heartbreaking. The Million Lies. It's called Million Lies. It was called Lives, though. Yeah, the Fire Fest of books. It was very bad. Very bad. Hate seeing things like that. It really is very upsetting to me, because I know that feeling. I know that feeling of being like, yeah, I made it. Oh, no, wait. No, I didn't. Like, it sucks. That's a bad letdown. And especially if you've traveled and you've gone, a lot of them had to buy their own books. Like, just so upsetting. One issue no one ever mentions is the feedback loop problem that is already occurring when AI content is fed back into training, updating the AI models. It's a real problem. I think we do have an issue with that, and just AI doing like misinformation. All right, I've played around with some AI before to see if they could do like my posts and stuff. No, they suck. They get the info wrong. They're not using sources I would use. They're pulling off of an article that has no clue what they're talking about. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I know everything about this cult. How do you get this wrong? But it's because of this. It's because of that kind of thing happening. And then it turns into misinformation and stuff that makes no sense eventually. Vanity publishers are scams too. Paying thousands of dollars to publish your book, they mainly target older people. So yeah, that's the thing. I went through that when I was young. Very, very young. I think I was like 12, 13. Right. No, that's how old I was when I got them. So yeah, I would have been like probably around my daughter's age now. Probably around 10 when that happened to me. I was pretty upset. That's why I don't trust Google AI response. I don't either, because I asked it something one time and it came back and told me no. And I was like, I know the answer is yes. It was something so dumb too. It was like, is Amway an MLM, and it was like, no. And I was like, excuse me, Google? Excuse me, Google, I'm very aware of what this is. You're very wrong about that. Yeah, and the sources kind of suck. That's the thing. You have to be careful about that. I think we're going to talk more about media literacy here. And someone also pointed out today in my comment section that a lot of people don't know how to look at sources properly to figure out what sources to use and not use. And I was like, I feel like that all goes with critical thinking and not being tricked into scams and cults and stuff. We can make it work. My son was looking for an online job, and almost all the interviews he had were AI. Oh God, that's disheartening. AI interviews for a job? I wouldn't trust an AI. Listen, if I'm doing hiring, like, I want to meet the person. I mean, maybe for the initial vetting, but even then, I feel like that's iffy. We should not give robots this amount of power. Not at all. Not at all. That is not good. All right, let's get into... I'm going to brag again for a minute because Onpassive was mentioned in Bloomberg. Danny De Hek, the crypto Ponzi scheme avenger, was someone that's been in, a lot of documentaries on scams and whatnot. And he was doing a documentary with Bloomberg about Sam Lee and their scams and how there's a lot of scams in Dubai. And they actually mentioned Onpassive. So that was kind of cool.
Look around Dubai. There are a number of signs of other alleged scams just spread all around the city. One of Dubai's metro stations is sponsored by Onpassive, a company US authorities have declared a pyramid scheme. The question is why Dubai has become such a magnet for these dubious businesses. Throughout its history, the city has sought to become the center of global trade. This started with the oil boom and it's evolved into finance and now tech. In order to attract the best talent, it created a tax and regulatory environment that makes it easy to do business here. The problem is, while attracting legitimate businesses, this has also made it a haven for various tech pyramid and Ponzi schemes.
So that was really cool. I really, really liked that. I was like, thank you. Thank you. We do need that. Because maybe now we could say, well, Bloomberg also thinks that they're a scam. And right now we're also looking into One Taste on my channel. There's going to be another video coming out about it sometime in the next 2 or 3 days, depending on how quickly I can edit it. And Bloomberg is actually the place that first ever spoke out about the One Taste cult, which was, they had a documentary done by Netflix called Orgasm Inc. So it's a good thing when Bloomberg says this thing is a scam, this thing is a cult, this thing we're exposing. We like Bloomberg. Bloomberg's good. AI is not a search engine. No, it's not. The LLMs are only very sophisticated text prediction engines that give responses designed to maintain engagement. There is no actual intelligence involved. There isn't. And I've watched Devil's Advocate break several AIs over the years. So I can't trust them, okay? I can't trust them. I was very proud of my Onpassive for being featured in Bloomberg. I was too. Last comment probably misspelled by a real human, right? That's how we know you're real, Baron. But yeah, speaking of Danny De Hek, though, not only did Danny get Bloomberg to, mention Onpassive for us, it was so nice. He also went and ended up trolling Onpassive Onpassive had quite the webinar. And on it, they had Gina Leva, they had Collins Manna. It was great, great fun. And Danny went on there to troll them. Now, before we get on to that, though, all right? Before we get on to that, there was a video that popped up on my feed of Gina Leva from a year ago that I just want to show you because it's just interesting to see like her from a year ago, and then I'll pop that on and you're going to hear her do her little speech from this past week. But yeah, it's just interesting. It's called Start Your Engines. It's go time.
Hey everybody, it's Jean. I just wanted to tell you that last Friday, September 1st, 2023, a thing happened. And that thing was that this company that I've been involved with for over 3 years put my heart and soul into, along with 1.4 million other people, actually much more than that, right? This company that people maybe didn't quite understand went live with its first paid product, OConnect, a web conferencing platform, the likes of which this world has never seen. It's just getting better and better every day. This is real. If you have been thinking of
this is real. It's like she's even trying to convince us after they release a product that the products are real.
About Onpassive, I don't know if it's real or not. Well, let me tell you, it's real. It's happening. Tens of thousands of people have already made those first purchases and activated their online businesses. Thousands of people have already earned commissions. And I know at least hundreds and if not thousands of people have already withdrawn the money. So
now notice how in 2023, which I guess this is from a couple of years ago, Lord, time flies. But yeah, notice how a couple of years ago, so many people bought OConnect. Thousands, maybe millions of people bought OConnect and everyone's getting commissions. And now today, in April and May of 2025, that's not the story anymore. Now that Ash is owing on those commissions, now it's less than 5% of people bought OConnect. There weren't that many. And I just, again, find it interesting. And it goes to show you, you can't trust a word these people tell you. All right? They will tell you 1 million people bought something, and then 3 months later, they'll be like, actually, it was only 10 people that bought it. They will just pump up anything to make it sound like it's the next best thing that you should jump on.
This is very, very real and changing lives as we speak. In the very first 24 hours, lives were changed. So this is so real. If you've ever had a dream, if you've ever wanted to do something different with your life, this is a way to do it. It's about total freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. But you got to get in. You got to be in.
If there has ever been a video that looked like a hostage video, Gene, it just makes me laugh. Because, like, look at the way she's so passionate. It looks like she's, like, desperate. They've got her there in front of a green screen, you know. Someone's behind that green screen right now with a gun to her back. Saying, tell them thousands of people bought OConnect, Gene. Tell them. Like, she's like, financial freedom. Everybody's free. Did you mention the OConnect, Gene? We will shoot. Like,
in to win. So definitely take a look if you can. And if you are a founder and an affiliate right now and you haven't taken that action yet, start your engines, go in there, activate your businesses, and get ready for your life to change. Thanks so much.
So yeah, if you're unfamiliar with Jean, all you really need to know is that Jean is one of Onpassive's biggest space cadets, honestly. She is known for just being completely wide-eyed, googly-eyed at Ash. He shows up and she forgets where she is. It's a lot. She's very, very loyal, and she is a true believer. I don't feel like Jean is a cruel person, is a malicious person, is a mean person. I don't get the same vibes from Jean as I do from Manu, or as I do from the other one, Tanya, or any of that. The sad thing about Jean is that I do think that she's inherently a good person. I do think she's one of the people that joined this because she thinks that it's actually going to happen. And she believes that Ash Mufara is going to save the world. And she thinks that being a part of this is going to save her and her friends and her family. And in her mind, she's helping everyone she knows and saving humanity. Just like Sherry. There are a few people in this thing that, although they're quite high up and we're familiar with them, they are just true believers. And to me, makes them a little bit more of a victim in this. And we don't hold them to the same standards as we hold Marty DeGarmo, Chris Johnson, Red Redford, Mike Ellis, even Mr. Jeffrey, people that we know what this is and what it's all about and know better. And we're pretty sure they are aware that this is a scam. That I will say. That being said, though, Jean was at this event, but this was not her Zoom call. And honestly, it was a fun time. So I've grabbed the best parts. I've taken away the part where they're translating and anything like that. But basically, Danny was waiting to go into a Vibe Zoom. And the Vibe Zoom did not happen. Because there are straight up scammers on here that if they know Danny's about to enter their live, they will not show up. They will reschedule. So while he was kind of sitting there trying to decide what to do next, I believe it was Jelly Snack that probably sent him a link to this wonderful Zoom meeting. So he went on and he had a great time.
AKA the crypto Ponzi scheme adventure.
So we've got this rolling river. Think of us as like an inner tube. A floaty. Do you know that, like an inflatable tube or an inflatable raft? And they have these little hooks around the edge. Are you familiar with that? Like you're going down the river, they have these little things that things can be hooked onto. So I think if anybody out there is feeling unsettled, unclear, hook onto us. Hook onto our calm. Hook onto our the steadiness that we feel as we're floating down this river, as chaos swirls around us, as the unknown, as the uncertainty. This is how we can serve Ash Mufara in this moment. We don't know what the names are. We don't know what's coming. We don't know anything. It's going to be completely different. I think the term he used was a whole new concept. Nothing from the old is coming except me, meaning Ash Mufara. So if that unsettles you, just hook on to those people that you know are just rock steady. They're calm. Chris Johnson, Marty, Narelle, Engineer Sushanta, Rupa Collins, everyone here. We're the calm in the storm. We're the beacons that people can look to. Let's be that for our brothers and sisters right now.
Oh my God, this is
and
really
just we don't have to really do anything except be calm. Be assured that great things are coming. I consider it an honor and a privilege to be that for other people when they're feeling uncertain.
This video is a wee bit
because Ash knows what he's doing. He's a strategic genius. He's releasing information at the absolute perfect time.
Weird.
For it to have maximum impact and benefit for all of us.
Now, some things you might want to know about Danny when you see this. Because what I'm showing you right now is a raw reaction of somebody that hasn't really seen much Onpassive content. Danny has popped into my live streams when I've been streaming Ash or the others, and he's watched a little bit. He's maybe watched a couple of my videos on them, but he hasn't really seen it himself in real time. So there's that. The other thing that you might want to know about Danny De Hek is that Danny De Hek grew up in the Jehovah's Witness cult. He left the cult, and his mom, who he was very close to, chose the cult, as family often does. You know, when you're born and raised in a cult, unfortunately, you are told that you have to stay there in order for you and your family to get salvation, especially in the JW cult. They're told if they leave, them and everyone they know will burn in hell for all eternity and etc. It's awful. So he's very familiar with cults. And he's very familiar with people kind of looking at people like they're some kind of messiah when they're not. And he was pretty creeped out by what he saw here.
Not yesterday, maybe not tomorrow, but at that time when he's able to share it and when it is, I mean, he's just so brilliant. His track record has shown it. He will release it at the perfect time, and then we will know why he waited, why things were done at the time that they were. It's all just, it's sometimes it's sometimes hard for me to understand when people don't see it, because it's like a neon sign in front of me. And I'm like, you can't see that? You can't see that vision? You can't. But the fact remains that not everybody does. And so let's be.
So Danny is spamming the chat by putting a message in there that is basically saying Onpassive is a scam. This is a scam warning. You are being scammed. It's a message that he goes into many Zoom calls of people running Zooms like this and posts, along with probably the link to his website and even the SEC case. Just over and over again. He managed to post it almost 500 times.
That point of calm in the storm, that anchor point, that floaty, that inner tube, whatever it is, and let's hold on to our brothers and sisters as we float forward, because the river needs to move. It needs to move, and it's going to be bouncing over all sorts of things along the way that we cannot predict. We have no idea what's coming, but it's going to be amazing. And I am very, very excited. And I hope that was enough on point. Oh, I do have some Bengali. Let's see what I did. Let's say, Ashun Amra Shobai Hori Bortanke Ali. I hope that is, let us all embrace the changes. Ashun Amra Notunki Jebhave Ashe Sebhave Rohokori. I hope that is, let us accept the new as it comes. And Ashun Amra Duye More Nongoi Hoi Taki, which might be a little tough. Let's be anchors in the waves. Let's be those points of stability for people in the waves, in the flowing river of uncertainty.
Got it in there 408 times.
And the unknown, as Colin said, the unknown. I find the unknown very, very exciting. And I'm very thrilled, actually. I'm like a little kid waiting for the new information to come from our CEO. So let's all just hang together, hook on to somebody that is a stable force in your day-to-day, and we're going to get through this swimmingly. Excuse the pun. Thank you so much, Tanabad.
Thank you. Thank you, Jean. Thank you so much. It was really exciting. So we're expecting something great is coming. Something great is gonna happen. Something.
He's like, thank you so much, Shane. This is so exciting what you said, that we're waiting for something big to happen. Like, this is what you guys have been saying nonstop for 7 years.
New and something latest, updated, has been brought by our CEO, Mr. Ash Mumford. So
Jehovah.
But we don't know exactly what is gonna happen, what is coming, but definitely we'll expect that something best is coming. So Rupa, please translate it to Bengali.
এমন ভাবে বা নিজেদের আশেপাশের লোকজনকে অ্যাকচুয়ালি আমরা যখন পানির উপরে ভাসতে থাকি বা সেখানে আনস্টেডি অনেক ফ্লোর মধ্য দিয়ে যেতে থাকি,
So first he called himself Jehovah. Now his name is Sagan These Nuts.
সাথে একটা হুক আপ করতে পারলেই
I think someone
Here we go.
someone in the room is creating some problem. Anyway,
There's someone in the room. It's clearly someone bothered. So they've noticed the spam chat.
I think we should close the webinar in few minutes, just because some people are there. They are actually creating problem, and that is beyond our control. I think they are more expert on Zoom. Yes. So one thing I like to mention that in the last international webinar, Ash clearly
So it's literally
mentioned
like a religion.
that he has given some
He says it's literally like a religion.
hint, we should say, that how or what is gonna happen. And Kirish Johnson, he has explained the thing very nicely with an example. With two glasses and one bottle.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
That what is gonna happen? What
Don't have to lock the
exactly
meaning
Ash
out of this one.
said in the last webinar. So Chris very clearly mentioned.
Now his name is now Ash Takes It in the Bum.
Showing two glasses and one bottle.
Didn't know that.
That bottle is mentioned like ACC, and two glasses or two pots. Those are one of those is Onpassive, and one is a new thing, a new change. We don't know exactly what is that. And he very clearly showed that how Ash is changing from one glass to another glass. That is, everything in the past remains as it is. That is, Onpassive is at his own place. It is not been going to change. Only something change is coming, where only Ash will move. Ash will associate to that change. Nothing else. Nothing will come. Nothing will bring from the past. Nothing will bring from.
He was sharing the picture of Mike Ellis as a Walmart greeter.
Onpassive. So I request Collins, could you please explain what exactly Ash said in the last webinar?
Thank you, Angel Shushanta. Yeah, so you quite mentioned it. There are things that Ash tried to make us to understand that we are moving. We are moving to phase one. We can call it whatever you want to call it, but we don't know the name. We don't know the place we are going. He said nothing have changed.
Gotta hear your local Nigerian speak.
But this particular phase, we are moving to the phase that Ash want to take us to. And he mentioned it clearly. He said it is his own discretion to take you with him to that phase. He is the only one who is there, or not to take you with him. And you make decision to be.
Also, Collins just said he's the only one there. He's the only one in his business. Yes, exactly. So there's no deck team, Collins.
Do you want to disable sharing so nobody can share?
Yeah, we've been infiltrated. I've been removing people constantly. I think we need to end. This is my personal opinion.
Yeah,
We've been infiltrated. We've been infiltrated. I've been removing people constantly. If only they knew that it was really just Danny and 500 accounts.
Disabled sharings and also enabled waiting room. So if anyone removed, he would not be able to join. Okay, Collins.
Yeah, so Ash may explain a lot of things.
Veggie tales. I worked at church camp, like I actually did. Whenever it rained, we would bring the kids into the dining hall to watch some Veggie Tales.
I just pray that those who are here and those who will listen to this webinar, please go and listen.
I can't see.
The webinar is there, is on Maddie's side and most of the YouTube channels. Just go pick only that particular bit. Listen over and over and over and over again. You'll make sense out of it.
Better get all these names in.
As already mentioned, there is this phase, and Onpassive is another phase. Even from time immemorial, Ash told us.
I had no idea he had such a cult following, which is amazing.
Even when we had Go Connect and all this product, I said Onpassive is one. Say, just imagine about we have several planets. Onpassive is one planet. There's another planet. There's another planet. which
So
they
you can
are
see
building.
everybody in the meeting.
Call it phase 1, can be phase 2,
Yeah,
can be
there's
phase
32
3, or
people in
whatever
here.
we want to call it. Only Ash knows the name of the planet that he wants to take us with him. You know, this planet has nothing to do with Onpassive. There is no relationship with planet 1 and planet 2. Even if we are moving to planet,
There's no relationship. Planet 1 and Planet 2. Oh, Lord.
4, there will be no relationship with planet 3 and planet 4. Only Ash knows what is happening and how, you know, the business. You know, sometimes people do things for a particular reason. And
I mean, he is onto something, Collins. They are in their whole different universe. Never mind world. They're in their own universe.
people were asking me why. I came back and I said, if you look at Microsoft, how many product or how many companies do you think Microsoft own? Most of us know Microsoft package. We don't know Azure. People don't know Azure. People don't know data center, that they have Microsoft data center and blah, blah. Even Amazon has a lot. Okay, think about Facebook. Facebook has WhatsApp. WhatsApp has nothing to do with Facebook. WhatsApp is a business on its own with different dimension, different angle. You know, so when Ash is building this, he knows where he wants to take us to. You are looking at X, Elon Musk, has SpaceX, has Tesla, has this. These are all different companies owned by one man. So, but when we come into Onpassive, sometimes with Mr. Ash Kofara, let us listen. Let us look at other company. Ask yourself, one person can sit and own 5 different companies with different names, but it's owned by one man. So why do we think Ash 2 cannot do it? You know, this is how I think and I visualize it. I said, this man is building multiple companies, you know, based on his ability. Onpassive is just one of them. He told us that Onpassive is not going anywhere. This is true. He said Onpassive is there. But the way they are building, what is building now.
Oh my God, there's Australian in there. I didn't realize that.
And the reason why Onpassive is there, he told us already what happened. That's why he came out. And people don't
You
know
got a
it
dream
is
catcher in the background.
strategic for Ash. He wanted to explain to us what happened with Onpassive. And Ash have explained that done and dusted. So now we shouldn't
Oh my
ask
God, who
what.
has a plate
The next
hanging
thing
from
we
the
should
wall?
be excited is where we are going. We know what happened. That one, we just have to bury it. That is the past. Now we are looking, you know, we are looking at the future. What is coming? We cannot hold ourselves into the past and start to say, oh, like some people ask me, what will happen with my team? What will happen? My team is Onpassive. Let us forget about that one. That is Onpassive. What will happen with this? So you are still taking the mindset of Onpassive into a new place. I don't want to call it company or whatever Mr. Ash said.
So Megan and
Don't
Regan
even think about that.
don't
Don't
seem
bring
to
that
be
one.
doing
People will ask this. Don't bring it here. This. Somebody said, what will
This
happen
is
to our
an
O Connect?
Onpassive meeting.
Ash told us, what if I give you something better than O Connect? 100 times better or
Look at
300
me,
times
mate.
better
I'm
than
going to
O
take a
Connect?
photo.
Will you say no?
Taking photos of everyone.
If you are living in 3-bedroom house, somebody give you a mansion. He said, come, that's your mansion now. Take it. Will you say yes or no? And this is the thing. If
Who is
he
this
himself
company?
is excited of what he is doing,
This
why
reminds me of
shouldn't I be
Pascal,
excited?
this guy talking.
If I see Mr. Ashmore come out and smile every day and say, wow, we nailed it, even my head ache, my this, we just have to be excited because he is seeing everything. He is there, doing it, coming out smiling. The only thing we just need to do is just go back, rest, sleep, knowing that your destiny, or whatever is happening, someone is taking care of your own future. Someone is building it for you. I don't know.
Yeah, guys, just go home and go to sleep. All right, just go home, go to sleep. Don't worry about anything. Ash is building a future for all of us.
Sometimes when I sit in the webinar, to be honest with you, in the Shanta, I don't worry about all what. I just want to listen, but I'm really not worried because I know Ash is there doing something amazing. I don't even bother about what is happening. I just want to sit, listen with an open mind, and then see what I can pick to explain to others. But am I doing? If there was nobody, do you think I would bother? I'll just say, oh, Ash, thank you very much. Let's wait for the next phase. You don't need to explain to me. You don't owe me any explanation because I know you are there. Because you are there, I know things are working. Other companies here will disappear. So sometimes people look for explanation. There are times that people will write you, I want to know what is happening. I'll tell you, Ash is alive. Ash is not dead. The only thing we have to be happy, Ash is alive. That's the only thing we need to take now. Ash is there working for us. What any other thing doesn't matter. I don't want to know where O Connect is, where O Mail is. At the end of the day, O Mail didn't bring anything to you. It was there. O Net didn't bring anything to you. Ash told us it didn't bring anything. We want a marketable product, a product Ash will put it out, and it will bring a lot of customers. Ask yourself, as you said, you are a founder. If no customer buy that product, where will you get commission? If Ash puts something today and customer didn't come in, where will you get commission? Because Onpassive is a sales-based business company. They build software, they sell it, then make commission, make money, and then Ash can say, okay, let's take this, let me give this to the founders.
The funny thing is that this is after Ash showed up last time, though, right? And he was like, this isn't going to be this kind of company and this kind of company and this kind of company. But then he didn't really say what it was going to be. Yet they still think it's the exact same as whatever Onpassive was.
You know, it's not a commission based, it's a sales. It depends on sales of the product. So Mr. Ash Mufara has to sell something for you to be able to earn something. So my only thing, I'll always pray, and I always encourage all founders and affiliates, pray for this company to be successful. Pray that whatever Mr. Ash Mufara is doing, let it be the best of the best. Let it be something that will blow the market. I want to sit one day in my own quiet corner, hearing people talking about what Mr. Ash Mufara have built. Those who are not even founders, let me just walk by. Even my neighbor would say, oh, have you heard about this product? Oh, it's blowing the market. And I'll pretend like I wasn't even part of it. Just sit and listen, seeing people jumping like the way we jump on ChatGPT. Everybody's jumping. Oh, ChatGPT.
Collins is going to go undercover, he says, as someone that's never heard of Onpassive when they get famous, to go around and talk to people just to hear them talk about the products. Like, think of what he's saying, though, and how he thinks this is going to go. Like, Ash is going to release some softwares, and then it'll just take over the world. And then he'll be able to walk around to the point where he goes undercover.
What if Mr. Ash Mufara was the one who came out with ChatGPT and the whole world is going crazy? Then you, as an affiliate or founder, were part of this business. Wouldn't you be happy that the company you saw growing from something that the whole world is going crazy? That is what I'm waiting for. The day the whole world will go crazy for what Mr. Ash Mufara have done. So I will celebrate that I was part of this journey. I was part. I've seen something that is making people going crazy. That's the day I'll start to realize my dream. It is not all about money. It's about seeing people celebrating for something that you are part of it. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Ash Mufara brought us here to be successful. But just imagine someone shouting, the person who was not even the founder, and they turn around and say, oh, I'm part of that company. They'll never believe you. Because they are looking, this company, they will look at the product massive. They say, my God, Mr. Yeshua, I would not believe that you are part of this massive team. He said, yeah.
Like, Collins is like literally delusional. He's like, yeah, you'll be able to walk around, and then people will be like, Onpassive, and you can say, I'm a part of that company, and they won't believe you because it will be so massive. Like, okay, here's the thing. Even the employees at like Apple or Microsoft, if someone's like, I'm a part of that company, they're like, cool. Like, I don't think that building technology equates to you being as famous as you seem to think you're going to be. Just say it.
Yes, I am. They say, no, we don't believe you. That's the story. You want to see people telling their story. Those who are not part.
It's like, yes, someone releases a product with their company. Is it the people who are in sales that then get famous over that product and make all the money off of the product? Or is it the person that owns the company? Something to think about.
Of it, but they come and they celebrate enjoying this product. And let us remember that the real customers are not yet in. The 75% of those who consume this product are not yet in. These are the people Mr. Ash Mufara is targeting. It is not us. It is not us, the founder. We're already in. Those people who will come and pump money in software, who are looking for something to enhance their business. This business is for them. And that's exactly what Mr. Ash Mufara is doing. So he wants to take us now to that place. We don't know. And he is preparing. He said the meeting that we are having is a preparatory meeting. He is preparing us like the way they prepare us from Go founder to O founder to OES. It takes time to prepare you. He said when they are in stage 15, maybe that.
Like they were stepping stones to get ready to be millionaires with Onpassive.
The day we'll start to know, he will start to talk about step 1. Now he is preparing us for step 1.
God, they think he's Jesus, don't they?
Step 1. Maybe they are far. We don't even know how many steps they are now. But now he is preparing us for step 1. So let us just wait each day, get more information, and as we grow, we stay into it. It will become more clearer and clearer and clearer until the day we.
I've got another screen, and I'm trying to get a photo of AJ, so he keeps looking down.
I don't know if I answer your question.
Wow. Collins, thank you so much. But I'll speak a bit in Bengali.
The photo, please.
But for our local community, there are some misconceptions, wrong information, misunderstanding in our community. So I like to explain in Bengali, if you don't mind. মাই ডিয়ার ফ্রেন্ডস, আপনারা যারা বাংলায় শুনছেন, আমাদের গত কয়েকটা যে মিটিং হলো, আমাদের সিও যে কথাগুলো বলার চেষ্টা করেছেন এবং আমাদের ব্রাদার কলিন্স বন্ধু সে যেভাবে এক্সপ্লেন করলো, আমরা তো সেখান থেকে একটু জিস্ট বোঝার চেষ্টা করি যে একটা মানুষের, যেমন এলন মাস্ক গুগলের এক্সাম্পল দিয়েছেন, ফেসবুকের এক্সাম্পল দিয়েছেন, তাদের অনেকগুলো প্রোডাক্ট আছে এবং প্রত্যেকটা প্রোডাক্ট এক একটা কোম্পানি, এক একটা বিজনেস, একটা বিজনেসের সাথে আরেকটা বিজনেসের কোনো রিলেশন নেই, অল আর ইনডিপেন্ডেন্ট। সিমিলারলি Onpassive is a company, Onpassive is যে প্রোডাক্ট, Onpassive is যে বিজনেস কনসেপ্ট, দ্যাট ইজ ইনট্যাক্ট অ্যাজ ইট ওয়াজ, বাট সেটা কিন্তু Onpassive এর মতো করে মুভ করছে। দ্যাট মে টেক টাইম এন্ড হাউ লং ইট উইল টেক উই ডোন্ট নো, কত সময় লাগবে কিভাবে হবে আমরা জানি না। বাই দিস টাইম অ্যাশ যদি অন্য একটি কোম্পানি অন্য একটি বিজনেস নিয়ে চিন্তা করে, দেন হোয়াটস রং? উনি কিন্তু আমাদের কাউকে, অর্থাৎ আমরা যারা Onpassive এর ফাউন্ডিং মেম্বার আছি, আমাদের কাউকে কিন্তু উনি রিকোয়েস্ট করছেন না বা ফোর্স করছেন না যে ইউ হ্যাভ টু কাম টু দিস নিউ বিজনেস। ইট ইজ ইউর চয়েস। ইফ ইউ ওয়ান্ট টু অ্যাড টু বি ইন্ট্রোডিউসড ইন দ্য নিউ বিজনেস, ইউ ক্যান। ইফ ইউ আর নট ইন্টারেস্টেড, ইটস ওকে, বাট ইউ আর দ্য ফাউন্ডিং মেম্বার ইন Onpassive, you can always be the founding member in Onpassive. But the new business, new system, যদি আপনি ইনভলভ হতে না চান, আপনাকে কিন্তু কেউ আপনাকে ফোর্সও করছে না, রিকোয়েস্টও করছে না, সেখানে কোনো ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল ইনভলভমেন্ট আছে কিনা তাও আমরা জানি না। ডোন্ট, as said, don't go ahead of the company. কোম্পানি যেটা বলেনি, what company didn't mention or said, you don't think on that. Just go with the flow. কোম্পানি যতটুকু বলেছে ততটুকু বোঝার চেষ্টা করেন। কোম্পানি যেটা বলেনি সেটা আমাদের নিয়ে মাথা ব্যথার কোনো কারণ নেই। বাট এটা মানে এই নয় বন্ধ বা Onpassive হচ্ছে না, Onpassive সামনে করছে না, তা না। Onpassive এর মতো করেই এগোচ্ছে, বাট প্যারালালি অ্যাশ আরো একটা দুটো বা পাঁচটা বিজনেস যদি ওপেন করে, নাথিং রং, বাট ইট ইজ আওয়ার চয়েস। আমরা ওই নতুন বিজনেসের সাথে ইনভলভ হবো কি হবো না, আমার টিম থাকবে কিনা, আমার সাথে কে আসবে কে আসবে না, দ্যাট ইজ ডিফারেন্ট থিং। বাট অ্যাকর্ডিং টু দ্য মার্কেট, অ্যাজ পার দ্য ডিমান্ড, যদি সেরকম কোনো প্রোডাক্ট, সেরকম কোনো বিজনেস মডেল নিয়ে আসে, দ্যাট উইল বি হট কেক। সো ডিপেন্ড অন ইউ যে আপনি সেই নতুন সিস্টেমের সাথে নিজেকে ইনভলভ করবেন কি করবেন না। সো নাথিং টু ওয়ারি, নাথিং টু ওয়ারি। But our brother Colin said that he is very much excited. Really, I am also excited because we believe in Ash. We trust him and we know his intention. He is such a person. I didn't see anyone on this earth as a business owner think about his community, about his partnership or the beneficiaries. They always try to make his best to make themselves to get maximum benefit. Though he can't do it yet, but we know the exact fact. So many obstacles he has overcome. Now he is very conscious and cautious to share the information to the community because it is misleading, miscommunicated, misunderstanding, misplacement in the social media and any other things. So আমরা নিশ্চিত যে ভালো কিছু আমাদের লাইফে হতে চলেছে, বাট এখানে ডিসহার্টেন বা কি বলবো মানে কোন রকম অধৈর্য হওয়ার কিছু নেই। ধৈর্য থাকতে হবে, সবকিছুর জন্য সময় লাগে, বাট আমাদের যে প্রেজেন্ট প্রফেশন, প্রেজেন্ট ওয়ার্ক, উই মাস্ট কন্টিনিউ দ্যাট টু মেইনটেইন আওয়ার ফ্যামিলি, টু মেইনটেইন আওয়ার এক্সপেন্ডিচার এন্ড উইল এক্সপেক্ট সামথিং নিউ, বাট টু মেইনটেইন আওয়ার এক্সপেন্ডিচার এন্ড উইল এক্সপেক্ট সামথিং নিউ
and we'll expect something new. We'll expect something new.
That depends on my choice whether I'll be involved in that or not.
Yeah, they put me in the waiting list.
The way she looks after she boots him out in that account is just like, oh my God, what I just had to deal with. It was beautiful. I'll play it back for you guys again. It's because I love it so much.
And we'll expect something new.
And we'll expect something new. We'll expect
So
something
bad.
new.
That depends on my choice whether I'll be involved in that or not.
Yeah, they put me in the waiting list.
So thank you so much, Colin. Now
So they put him in the waiting room. Jean notices finally that he's up on the screen, and she's like, oh no, we gotta get this guy out of here. He's writing 408 warnings in our chat. Putting his hand up all the time because if you put your hand up, you get moved to the front of the queue in the Zoom. So she would have noticed him then. So she put him in the waiting room.
Zane, do you like to share anything as a closing remark? Then you can. Then we'll close the session.
Yeah, I just want to say a couple of things before I head to bed. And so much because you always fire me up. I'm supposed to be going to sleep. Anyway, Collins did say earlier, AI is massive. Okay. Now, who would know? Collins? Anybody else? We all see it around like GPT. There's a few things coming together where they are quite remarkable, and they free up our time. But what I wanted to say was, who do you think is going to carry you forward? Who do you think is going to give you the ability to have platforms that you can use? Who's going to carry?
Zenu. I just to name a few.
Carries the wrong word, but who's going to enable
It's in your head, lady.
right?
Really?
To have those platforms.
Yes, Danny was doing a premiere. Danny is very like ADHD high, where he'll have 500 tabs open. He'll have a premiere going while he's doing a live stream. Very busy, very busy. So he had a premiere going that Salami Nugget and Jelly Snack were writing in the chat of. Plus, then he was also live on his channel for this. And then he'll have literally I don't know how he does it. I'm honestly, the way he does things would give me a complete panic attack. He'll open up 500 Zoom meetings in one browser. And it will be 500 tabs. You can't even see them. There's so many. And you're just like, Danny, what are you doing? And I show up there sometimes when he's live and I'll pop on. And I'll be like, Danny, you're giving me anxiety. You have a million tabs open. I can't deal with it. Stop with the tabs. Yeah, he jumps around a little bit.
To have those marketing, to have the ability to be able to understand what it is that Ash is doing. The tech guys know because they're in the know.
Tech guys.
But for us as everyday
tech guys, I know. That's what I keep saying, Danny. What fucking tech guys?
People, I have a friend who's
you have a leaking brain
so I get a lot of my
syndrome,
knowledge
lady.
from him, and it's fantastic because I feel like I'm a little bit ahead, and I've been working with him for quite a few years. But what I'm saying is, who else is going to allow you a platform to include you, to bring you forward, to uplift you, and then go out and help the world? There is no other. Okay, that's all I'm going to say there.
Praise
Jean,
the Lord.
Thank you. I love the calmness that you do bring and the analogies that you share. I'm a bit like you sometimes. I sort of think,
he's a bloody Aussie.
People just not see that, but we aren't all the same. And I want to apologize to anyone where you feel that you have been left out, because some of us move ahead or move forward with more knowledge. So I want to apologize to any of you who don't understand. And as Jean said, latch on, come and ask, do that, rather than just take all the wrong information out there and try and sort it out in your own head. Because you're not going to be able to sort it out in your own head because you don't really know what's happening. So you go to the truth. I always call it the horse's mouth.
Hello.
And go to the horse's mouth. Okay, the horse's mouth tells you the truth. Okay, go directly. Don't go this path, that path. But he said and she said, but this one's saying, because all it will do is cause confusion. Okay, be direct. Put the blinkers on. If you believe in our...
He's saying it because he's in New Zealand. He's in New Zealand. He's like, she's an Aussie. You got an Aussie here. But people in my neck of the woods near there.
You just have to believe.
You believe in what he had to do, right, to change direction, to bring that change in, then stick with that.
Directions.
Do not go out here. Do not go all over the place. And do not listen to all this rubbish. And tonight we had an incident in here where it's rubbish. Because all it is putting the fear in people.
I think she's talking about you, Danny. The incident in here, which was rubbish. Where you're putting fear into people. Oh my. Got serious there. Fear.
Right? Because they think they want to help us. They think they're saving us. From what? We all have a choice here.
From yourself. Sometimes it's necessary. Also, I don't try to save people that don't want to be saved. That was my lesson in my 30s. My lesson in my 30s was quit trying to save people that don't want to be saved. You can't save everybody. So I just concentrate on doing things that I can do. Like educate and spread awareness. I tell people all the time, I can't save you. Can't save you from this. I can just speak out about things and hope that people listen. And if they don't, Then I just got to sit back and go, well, tried to warn them. I tried. They didn't listen. You know? It's the way that it works.
Right? We all have a choice to be here. You all turn up to listen because you made the choice that you wanted to hear.
Jelly Zach said, Danny out here with Jelly Snack, striking fear into the heart of Narelle with the Mike Ellis Walmart greeting photo and the Veggie Tales guy. Okay, well, you gotta admit, though, that Veggie Tales is quite creepy. All right?
What's happening? There are a few bad apples within the apple cart.
You obviously don't have any Avengers.
And they will one day be sorry for what they did. And if they're not, then the dear Lord above will deal with them.
So is
not
it
us.
Lord you're serving or
we
Ash you're
don't
serving?
need to take on, and I know that's really hard because it does disrupt and it does.
This is probably the longest that Danny has ever watched them talking for. And so far, he has come to the conclusion that they think of Ash as Jesus. And that this thing is a lot like a religion. So there's that.
Cause people to fear, particularly if they don't know or they can't read or they can only read some words. That makes it very difficult. So take the strength from those who, come on here and share. Take the strength from those who believe in Ash and back him 100%.
Take strength from the lady who's an Australian who's got a plate on her
latch on to those people. Keep your calm. Okay,
keep
that
calm on the farm.
And remember that where we're going, as Colin said, is massive. This is massive above and
faith,
beyond.
blind
Trust
faith,
and have faith.
and drive
Thank
your
you so
truck
much for
off the
allowing me.
cliff. You'll be fine.
So I just had to share that.
Thank you. It's a very, very closing remark. Definitely. Yes, something is gonna happen massive.
You notice that it's very much like a religion. They use a lot of faith manipulation. They see Ash like he's some kind of Jesus. And this thing works on blind faith. And that's just for watching this little webinar right here.
আমাদের যা কিছু ঘটতে চলেছে সেটা বিশাল একটা কিছু যেটা নরেলো ফাইনালি বলেছে যে আমরা যখন চেঞ্জ বা পরিবর্তনের কথা শুনি তখন আমরা খুব ভয় পেয়ে যাই ভয় পাওয়ার কিছু নেই চেঞ্জ ইজ দ্য পার্ট অফ our life, business, whatever you can say, always changing is better opportunity, better growth, better something better. So আমাদের যদি আমাদের CEO করে তারপরে আমাদের বিশ্বাস থাকে তারপরে আমাদের কনফিডেন্স থাকে আমরা
Danny here keeps a database of scammers. And now all of you guys in Onpassive that were on this webinar are going to now end up in that database along with all of the main people in Onpassive. That means that if you continue on to other scams in the future, we're going to pull you up. Danny's already come across Marina in another scam and written me and been like, I hear you know about this one too. So it works.
We can sleep well that he will do something better for us.
Okay, so it really is a
your final finishing lines.
Wow.
Narelle said it all. Let's just keep our focus on Ash, keep loving each other and supporting one another, and listen only to Ash. He's the only.
Well, that's what happens though. You could save them from one thing. It doesn't mean you'll save them from all of them. If they go back and start doing other scams, go let them go. But then eventually, you're going to end up in one of these guys' scammer databases. Right? Here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. The multi-level marketing community, we're the most vanilla of all of the scam catching communities. The other every other community that goes after scammers will dox your address and your phone number and your full name out there. They'll track you from place to place to place to place. And we do a little bit of that. We keep track of who knows who and where people go from scam to scam. But You want to be grateful if it's only the anti-MLM community speaking out about you. Because once some of these other outer communities get a hold of you, they're not as nice. They might hack your computer system and delete everything on it. People don't understand, like, the scam catching community can be quite crazy. It's basically a group of ethical hackers. So, like, if you're out here going from scam to scam to scam, eventually you're going to end up on one of those people's radar. And you're going to be going, damn, I wish it was just the recovering hunbot and Queen of Karma covering me. That was such a nice time. They just did video responses. They kept all of our personal information off the internet. It was nice. Because I'm warning you, there are far worse people out here than even Danny De Hek. Some people find Danny to be too in your face. Because he'll call people up on the phone while they're doing a webinar. Because people in the anti-MLM community see that and they go, oh my God, they're going in real life. And I'm like, actually, if you look at the scam baiting community, they'll straight up hack your computer and then get the FBI to come raid your house. So, like, just saying. Just to put that into some perspective. All right? And Onpassive, you're already getting noticed by Bloomberg. You're getting noticed by other scam communities now. You have been. But now it will get worse if this continues on. I won't be able to protect you all from ethical hackers out there. It just takes the wrong person to come across your scam. You're just lucky so far it's been the right people. And I'm not saying Danny does all of that stuff, but I'm saying he is going to keep your names in a database. And now, like, Gene, if you leave this thing and you go to another scam, that's going to also get added to the database. So we're at the point now where you're getting tracked now like Ash Mufara is getting tracked. So, you know, just kind of like keep that in mind.
One that has the information, and we can't be steered wrong. We're focused on a man who is pure heart and a lot of brain.
A lot of brain.
Thank you all so much.
Yes, we only follow and listen to our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufare. Of course, we can follow some other real followers of Ash. They are really sharing his message to the community. Definitely, we can follow to them also because they are not saying anything new. They are just conveying Ash's message to the community. But some of our friends, they are spreading wrong information. They are misguiding our community. They are misleading our people. I would request them, please don't do it. This is the CEO or only person. He has given the open challenge that if anyone has anything.
Like, once again, it's like, hey, when Marty and Chris say this, and I make fun of them for saying it too, it makes some sense when they're like, only listen to me and Ash Mufara, right? But when this guy says these things, it's like, sir, you're not on the list of the trustworthy people that they're supposed to listen to. So if you feel that way, why are you even hosting this webinar then? Shut up. We're only supposed to listen to Ash.
Thing to say, please come on and discuss with us.
Because like when you talk to people like this, you're doing it from a place of authority. When you start telling people like, this is what you can say, this is what you shouldn't be saying, blah, 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 you're doing it from a place of authority. Okay? I can say Marty and Chris kind of have that authority from Ash and from the rest of the O founders. Like, even if they didn't want to be, everyone's kind of positioned them at the top of this thing, right? I mean, I think Marty, that was his hope the whole time. That was his goal, you know? But even now the O founders are like, yeah, go to Marty for all the info and go to Chris. Go to Red for the recap, you know? The rest of these people, though, none of them are the people that you're supposed to listen to. So it's like, sir, what are you doing? Like, you're amongst the rest of us peasants that no one's supposed to listen to.
Spread to the social media or community. There is none except our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufare. So we can believe in him.
There you go. That's my
we
first
can trust him.
experience.
Whatever he will do, that is for our betterment. So thank you so much. Today we like to close thanking all the speakers, especially those
disruptors
has even sacrificed their sleeping because it is I think 2 p.m. or around 2 a.m. or around
400 messages in their chat room.
Narel's place. Still she is with us. So
3 a.m. It's 3 a.m. Thank you.
3 a.m. Oh my God. Sorry, Narel. Thank you.
And I know some people might say, oh, this is such a waste of time. Here's the thing. Yeah, the point is to go in there and annoy them, okay? Just like scam baiters when they call up a call center and they're, you know, bothering the heck out of the person and the person's screaming at them. You know? The person's just screaming at them. And do not redeem! Do not redeem! Set out to get Boga. Do not redeem! It's the same kind of method. But the thing is that the message also in this chat is supposed to be a wake-up call. If even one person happens to read that message in that chat, it just might be enough to get their brain thinking. And that's worth it. I know a lot of people are like, it doesn't matter if you only save one person. I think it does matter. If you can even wake up one person from this thing by doing something like that, you're helping more than you think you are. You know? Like, even if just one person, maybe you didn't get them out of the scam right away or anything, but maybe what you did is you planted that seed so that now they're thinking and they're going, yeah, you know, there is some weird stuff about this happening right now. Because they're in such a cult-like groupthink situation that sometimes they just need something to kind of like snap them out of it. And it could be something like this, a situation like this where they're sitting at a webinar and then they're going, who the hell's spamming the chat? That gets their attention. So then they go, what are they spamming? What's so important? And they read it. Again, if it just gets their brain thinking, it gets those critical skills moving. Here's the thing, you lose your critical thinking. It's a use or lose it skill. When you're in a cult, it's almost like they have completely taken over your ability to do that. And so going in there, all right, doing something big like that, disrupting the stream, having messages going off in the chat, all right, at the minimum, there's probably at least one person who was sitting in that webinar that day that is now going, maybe I should rethink some of this. And that's worth it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your sacrifice for our community. Thank you so much. So today we like to close our session, thanking all of you for listening to us, for participating, for supporting us. Next Friday, again, we'll come with a new topic.
Yeah, Danny's kind of a big deal in the scam area of the world. Danny works with a lot of government agencies and has helped take down a lot of scams. You don't want to be on a De Hek database. That's not... You would be better to be posted on Kiwi Farms than you would to be posted on the De Hek database, okay? You don't want to go there.
Until then, do something good. Everything will be fine in our life. So we all are winner. Let's hope for the best. Thank you so much. We are so in it to win it. Good night, everyone, from our part.
Because you're crazy.
Oh my God, that's weird.
And we'll expect something new.
I can't get over Jean and her face. It cracks me up so much. So that was Danny, who grew up a Jehovah's Witness and left. Okay? a religious cult and left. And he's watching that webinar going, oh my God, they think he's Jesus. Holy crap, they're doing faith manipulation. What is wrong with these people? They're weird. Just think about that for a second. Just think about how crazy that is, you know? It's just kind of eye-opening. Sort of eye-opening. And that also is what the public's perception of this will be. They seem to think that doing these webinars and posting them on YouTube is going to bring people in, and they're going to be watching them going, oh my God, this thing is so amazing. I want to be a part of it so bad. I haven't shown it to anyone that has said that, but I have shown it to hundreds of people that have been like, this is weird. I've even shown it to some people, like in my real life, who aren't on YouTube, who know nothing about YouTube scam catching, cults, don't know nothing about nothing that goes on over here. And I just said, can you just watch this? Just this webinar, and then just give me your thoughts, you know, like what do you see here? And it's very much like what Danny did. This is really weird. Oh my God, why do they think this man is Jesus? Like, who is he? Who is this man? Like, is he anybody? I've never heard of him. We're talking about him like he's some messiah. Who is this guy? That is how the public is going to perceive this. You know, it's like it's not going to be like these dreams that they all have for how it's going to be. Like we heard Bill Must at the beginning, or like how Collins Manna was talking about them. Like Onpassive was going to give them celebrity status, and they'd be walking down the road like, oh my God, there's Collins Manna from Onpassive. I want a picture. Will you sign my autograph? Like, no, that won't be happening. Actually, don't sign my autograph. That would be plagiarism. Sign your own autograph. That was a fun mistake. I liked that one. It's just, that's not realistic. And it's not realistic in any tech company, by the way. Like, it's just sort of silly. Like, nobody's out here working in the tech industry going, I can't wait till I'm famous for this. Like, it's not really a thing. You know, I don't think that's the goal either. Usually people get in that industry because they think tech is really cool. And they want to have a part of that. But it's not about, like, fame. You don't see that much. You know, that's only Elon Musk. The rest of them didn't really like the press. You know? Jelly says it can only be described as a cult. And I think it's telling when people that have left religious cults are also like, yes, these are cults. It's just kind of in a different way. This is very creepy. You know, they view the leader as a messiah in the same way. It's weird. They think Ash is Jesus and Santa Claus rolled into one. Ash knows when you're sleeping. And Ash will know if you are being negative, right? He knows what chats you're in. It's so weird. He's omnipresent. Just everywhere. All over the place, this man. All-knowing, all-seeing. If he's the one that's all-knowing, we're all in trouble, though. All right? Give up on humanity, then. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that because I thought it was kind of fun thing to see. Also, it's sort of telling when somebody that grew up in an actual religious cult watches that and goes, ugh, this is really weird. The heck is this? You know? And that's why I keep saying, like, these should be taken just as seriously. You know, unfortunately, trying to get people to leave Onpassive is the same as trying to get people to leave Scientology or trying to get people to leave Jehovah's Witnesses. It's the same brainwashing that occurs. And it happens in the same sort of ways. It's just there's a different topic, I guess you could say. You know, instead of it being about religion, it's more about a business. And there's all kinds of different cults. There's political cults. You know, they don't really talk about religion. I mean, some do, but... And cults are not just religious cults on a compound. And the thing is that if we allow these companies like MLMs to keep running, what they do is they fuck with people's critical thinking skills. So then that's almost like a gateway where people then do go join more dangerous things. If that makes sense, you know? We need more media literacy. We need more pushing for critical thinking. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing whatever we can to do that over here going forward. And he will terminate you without notice. That's right, he really will.
We will terminate you without a notice. You're gone. No joke. We will terminate you without a notice.
The ear tag was actually Ash's third eye. Oh no, they removed it. That's not good. That's what really went wrong, isn't it? You know, once they took that, his brain was attached to it. Their mind is open for scamming. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah, guys, so that's really all I have for you guys today. I wanted to kind of come on here and do an Onpassive stream before Friday, you know, because I didn't get to do one on Friday, and I was going to tell you guys some of this stuff on Friday, and then I didn't get to, so I thought we would come on today. I'm hoping to have a video out either by the end of the night or hopefully early tomorrow, and there are some things that I want to go over with on streams in the coming next couple weeks, so I'm trying to figure out when I can do them. There's also a really funny Bob Larson video that I would like to react to that I keep pushing off, and I don't want to. I don't want to anymore. I think we need to get that done in the next couple weeks. So yeah, lots of fun stuff coming. I hope that you guys all have an awesome, amazing rest of your day. Look to the community tab to see what's going down. I'll post it there before I go live or whenever I do a video. Also, again, I am posting stuff about media literacy, critical thinking, information. I'm trying to post a cult every day. So far, it's gone well for a few months. You know, I started it at the start of the year, and we've been going, you know, it's May. I can't believe I haven't run out of cults yet. That's been very worrisome. But I've been posting cults for 120 days now. We're not running out of them anytime soon, okay? There's a lot. There's a lot. Which is why we have to keep going. Our world really does need to do something about all of this, though. We got to stop this. We got to stop this madness. But yeah, I'll see you guys all very, very soon. I love all your faces. Thank you so much for supporting me. But we try to make the world a better place, at least in this regard. I'll see you all very soon. We're into winning!
My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufara, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
Friend. Ash Mufar. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or sighing, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was screaming at Ash. And another Queen of Karma asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them over and over. It's not the answer you want, but
yeah.
only Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
All right, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune into Crazy and talking about your experiences.
My name is Ash Mufar, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Stop going there.
Friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufar.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufar, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.